everybody. We are so excited to have episode 14 with one of our favorite people in the whole world, Cass, a.k.a. Cassidy, Johnson, a.k.a. Johnson Law Firm, a.k.a. Queen of All is what we have titled this episode. So we're so excited to have you. I know it's been a really long week for all of us.
All of us.
Kristen. So I thought maybe we could open it up with how our week has been. Since, we have survived. So
we
everyone,
literally
cheers.
have survived.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Cheers. We need this right now, bad.
Yeah, so I also want to say I'm pregnant. I've not shared that with you guys yet. I am 15 weeks pregnant. So no, this is not alcohol. Don't come for me. No. That's frowned upon when you're pregnant, apparently, to drink alcohol.
Yeah.
Literally, I was in the ED the other day. We'll talk about that in a minute. And they were writing my prescription for muscle relaxers, and they were like, the resident, because residents just say stuff, and he was like, also just make sure you don't drink. And I was like, bro, I'm pregnant. I don't. This is obvious. He was like, oh yeah, and I was like, this is why I'm here.
Literally why I'm here.
Yeah, let's go ahead first. I want to introduce Cass and Kristen. Is there anything that you want to say about our girl to open it up before we get started?
Oh, wow. Good thing I have tissues. Just kidding. It's so funny because I've known Cass now, gosh, I don't know. How long?
Probably since 2017.
2017, so that's
when I met Chloe. And then
8 years, I guess. Yeah, so a long time. It's so funny because me and Cass are alike in a lot of ways, but
we're both Aries.
But then she's also like me. She's a blend of me and you collectively together.
Big time.
Perfectly, because she can cut on the type
Girl,
A quick.
Yes.
Out of nowhere. No coffee, doesn't need nothing. I'm like, she can handle business quickly. I'm I need drugs. I need all the things.
I can't even make a sentence yet. What are we doing? But the one thing about Cass that's so funny, and we're so opposite, as I'm a very touchy-feely person. I think I've mentioned that, before in other episodes. One of my favorite things to do when I see my people is I always kiss their foreheads. I always go kiss their heads.
Wait, do you kiss her head? There's no way she's
I don't think I've ever kissed her head.
That would be a core memory. I would remember that.
We've now for life. We've now gotten to a place where I can finally be like, I'm gonna hug you, and she'll say, okay, I'll allow it. She is not a touchy-feely person at all, and it's hilarious because I refuse to not be that way with her, so I just hold her anyways, and I'm like, here I am, feel my energy.
I feel is it awkward? I'm just kind of
she's
no, I've gotten better.
You've gotten so much better about it. You really have. And I mean, everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? We are not all, thank God we're not all the same. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
we wouldn't get along.
It's love language.
We would literally, none of us would get, and I was thinking about my friend group the other day, my girlfriends. I'm so lucky because I have such a good, strong base of girls, and we all do. We have such a good clan, and we're so lucky, but we're all so different in so many areas, but we're so alike in the core values and the things that actually truly matter.
Absolutely.
We would all go to bat for each other.
Oh, absolutely.
No doubt. I've sent texts before, and Cass will be like, where do I need to come? Where do I need to go?
Yeah.
Tell me what I need to bring.
No, really. That is you. You're such a ride or die. And even before we get into some of the topic questions, I was telling Kristen, even when me and Kristen weren't talking, it meant so much that you kept both of our friendships separate. And there was never I don't know. There was never oh, you're choosing her, you're choosing me. You were just such a good, loyal friend to both of us.
You were.
And that was so important. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You let us deal with our shit individually, on our own, and
loved us
when
both.
we were friends again, you were like, this is great, finally.
Thank God.
It's so funny because I found out through Instagram.
Yeah.
Because I saw the picture and I immediately sent out a bat alert to my best friend Anna, and I was like, oh my God, is this really happening? I don't want to text them. I want them to come to me and tell me what happened. I don't want to, bother them with that.
Yeah.
But
no,
I was so excited.
Yeah, it was very much random. It was not intended at all.
It was God.
Yeah, it totally was. So, but this episode is about you because you're awesome. Like I said, the title is.
I'm so happy.
I'm probably blushing at this point. Y'all have been so sweet.
You should be. So you're, a wife. obviously to good old Steven. You
We
are.
love
You're
Steven.
a mom.
Steven is the homie, by the way.
He is the homie.
He's also
great.
ride or die.
He is ride or
He is
die for
definitely ride or
us,
die.
He rides.
too.
He rides.
He does ride.
He rides. He's like.
He has to deal with a lot with
That
us.
sounds really inappropriate, actually, guys.
He'll probably like
But-
that when he watches. the
Yeah,
stuff
he
that
will,
was-
especially with his dry humor. But
He has the
you're
best dry
you're a
humor.
mommy of 2,
Yeah.
and you are a lawyer. You're very
She is.
important.
She's an attorney.
So
He's 13, almost 13 years.
yeah, so tell us a little bit about like what does your life look like? You know, like you juggle a lot.
Yeah.
We watch it
Yeah.
all the time, and you know, I know people say this and it's annoying, but you really do like kind of, you're very airy in the way that you like move about in life. Like you don't let things stress you out that you can't control. You have a lot of activities going on with your kids. You are very, very busy at y'all's firm together with you and Steven. So tell us like what all that looks like your life and how you like, how do you do it with all the chaos? Because I crash out a lot, and I know Kristen does too.
I crash out so much.
So I know,
crash out a lot.
Yeah, I think the
do.
viewers would just love to hear a
I
little
know.
bit about you
But
and like what
Does
you
Cass
do.
crash out?
Do I crash out?
I heard you crash out on the phone with Steven not too long ago. He put you on speaker.
I mean, we all crash out with men.
No, we do,
They
but
get
I
us
feel
I don't
like
even remember
you-
what that was about,
No,
but
but
he
it
was like,
was-
Kristen's in here, and I'm like, I
feel
don't
like
care.
But I think that she's completely right. Like the amount of things, you know, you do carry it very well.
Well,
so,
I'm glad that you're saying that because it doesn't feel that way most of the time.
That's good to know, though.
Absolutely. I don't know exactly how, you know, I think the best thing to say about that is I've surrounded myself with like the absolute best people. And I have support from my family. We're really close, even though I'm from Wilkesboro, North Carolina. It's about 4 hours from here. And so I have support from my family. I have an amazing husband. Like when you say ride or die, that doesn't even begin to scratch the surface. And I think, you know, choosing someone that you know is going to be ride or die is critical.
Period.
As you said, I've practiced law for going on 13 years now. I practice mostly domestic, which is custody, child support, property splits, all of that.
All the really
the
heavy
nitty
stuff.
and gritty stuff. And I meet with clients on the daily who don't have that. And I didn't realize until I really, you know, started practicing how important it is to choose a partner who puts you before everything else.
that part.
And so I've been really lucky in that regard. That does make my life a lot easier, I will say.
Yeah.
I have great children, you know, when they're not driving me absolutely up the wall.
so sweet.
My daughter's the
though.
same age as
Talk
Chloe's
about
daughter.
them. Yeah, talk about them.
My son, Theo, he's 9.
He's so smart. He literally called out my boyfriend on something not too long ago. It was
looks like a
hilarious.
Because he's a little
He
Steven. He's my
he
husband.
looked at him
Yeah.
and he was like, "So tell me about this. Why do you do this? What is this? What's going on?" And I was like, and it was amazing how just like he wasn't rude. He wasn't like he's
he
just
speaks
so
his
smart
mind.
and he speaks
He's
his
raised by
mind
parents that allow him
and
to
he
speak his
feels
mind.
comfortable to ask
To my
questions.
dismay
But he
sometimes.
feels comfortable to ask questions.
Yes.
And I feel like a lot of kids don't feel like there's a space that they can be comfortable to ask, and everybody should feel that, you know, that
He is
comfortable.
a true Pisces. He is very emotional.
He is.
How are
and
Pisces?
very.
How are
so
Pisces?
I mean, I would say emotional and very loving and very caring. They have a really big heart. And watch me be butchering this, but that's what I feel like I remember.
Yeah.
But that's how he is. I mean,
you're
it
right.
describes
I think
him.
you're right.
Because they're water signs.
Yeah, they
so-
are.
Yeah.
That's
So he's just his dad asking questions. He wants to know all he wants, you know.
But what a
all he
beautiful
knows.
mixture of being such an emotional human and also so you can tell that he really thinks through things. And I think he probably gets that from both of you, thank God. Like that engineer mind where he's like, I need to understand. I'm very much like that. I have to understand why things are the way they are so that my brain can process it. Like if I don't understand why it's happening and like ask the questions I need to and get those answers, I will go out of my mind. And I feel like he's very much like
he is
that.
like that. But he's very smart. He's very helpful. He's the best big brother. His little sister, her name's Cosette. We call her Coco.
love
She's
her
a
name
little.
so much.
She is a spitfire.
She is. She's so cute.
I'm gonna have my hands full with her in a few years, if I don't already. Chloe knows how that is.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think the makeup. I mean, she's already wanting to put on makeup.
Skincare.
Because she watches us.
Yeah.
And she wants to wear pink and dress in dresses, and I was completely the opposite. I was a tomboy growing
So
up.
was I. So
I think
was
it was
I.
an
That's
80s
so
and
funny.
a 90s thing for sure. Because I was too. I mean, playing in the mud.
So was I.
Cece literally had water day yesterday. She will not do water day because she does not like to get wet because it's not in a pool. It's just outdoor activities, and she doesn't like to be wet. She said it makes her uncomfortable. But yeah, I feel like Coco's the same.
Oh no,
like,
she'd be head first in there.
Really?
Yes.
Cece's such a little prima donna. Like,
She's not. She's scared of bugs. I guess that's a little bit girly. But other than that, she likes to dance. She likes to be at soccer because it's a social event.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she's, but she does have that want to like go out and get dirty with the boys. But she's a straight up girly
She can
girl.
hang though.
And
Coco
y'all
can
are
hang.
done, right? No more kids.
No more kids for us.
Yeah.
We are done. I am too old for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit older than you. You're gonna be great. You're gonna be great with number 3.
I'm really tired. I'm really tired.
I can't imagine getting pregnant right now. At
But
my
you
age.
want to. You said
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
We will be there for you, sis.
mean,
But I'm telling you, I'm
I
locked up
mean,
after this.
I
Locked
can't.
up.
Yeah.
I will not
God.
say. My husband keeps asking me, "Is Kristen? Is she pregnant yet?" And
Why
I'm like,
is he asking that question?
I literally have had a couple
Because
times where
I
I've
told him,
asked
I'm
her
like,
and
she
I've
would
been
totally have
like,
another
I
baby.
would have 3 more babies
I know,
right
that's
now.
why-
I literally would. Like right now, like today. And Chloe,
Yeah.
even a couple weeks ago, she's like, "Are you pregnant?" I'm like, "Why would
Well,
you
just
say
'cause
that?"
her
She's like,
skin looks
"Your
so
skin
good,
looks
and
so
I just
good."
am
I'm like,
triggered
Such a
now
great
because
compliment.
when I was pregnant, I didn't realize I was. So now I'm like, hey, wait, when was your last period? Hey, wait, like.
she's asked me like twice. I'm like, "No, my tubes are tied."
Well, after the week you
Like-
had, I had forgotten that. But after the week you had, I was like, well, maybe,
Yeah, so
maybe.
Let's go.
so how was your week this week? I know it was a little stressful, like
Well, it was nothing compared to y'all's week. I can't
But
compare
still.
with that. But it was just normal work deadlines.
what does that look like? Is it like the same every week for you, or like kind of walk them through what it looks like being in
Nobody knows what an
law?
attorney's life looks like.
I mean, because you're
Nobody
young,
knows what you
hot.
deal with.
Well, and most
Yeah.
attorneys, like I'm not being ugly, but when you think of an attorney, you think of like
Some old man.
Call
with
on the hotline.
Really buttoned up.
With
really
gray
buttoned
hair,
up.
buttoned up. He has like,
well, and just
he's like this with his glasses
That's
on.
what
He's
the
like,
media
"Hey,
has
I'm here
probably
to
portrayed
serve
it
you."
like for
yeah,
years
the
and years.
commercials.
No, but
like
you are
the
just
guy,
a-
The commercials.
like the old guy with the young grandson. I can't think.
I know who you're talking about. I'm not gonna say any
but
names
exactly
on
who
air.
you're
But yeah,
talking
like
about.
so. Yeah, tell us.
You
like,
are not him.
What is
Maybe
it?
I need a
What does it
commercial.
look like for you?
I
Like,
just feel like I'd feel like such a boss if I was an attorney walking in and being like, "Hey, I'm your attorney," and like you're
evidence.
just so.
Or you'd be like, evidence. Bye.
This
Y'all are
is
cracking
it.
me up. That's a hard question to answer because every week is wildly different for me, but I've
bet.
structured my life that way.
Yeah.
Love it.
Where I have weeks that I like this week, I say it was hard because I put my head down and was basically at my desk all week and didn't look up until I basically came here to film this.
I hate that for you, and that you do. You
But I
don't do well like that.
I don't.
Though.
I don't.
I know you
I don't
don't.
thrive that way. But I mean, I guess there are people.
Which is
who
why
do,
you go to
but-
Disney so much, which we'll talk about
I know.
in a
I was
minute.
literally just thinking, but she also vacations every other week. I'm like, wait, is Cassy or should we get dinner? Oh wait, no, she's at Disney.
But that's the great thing. If I'm not in court, I can work from anywhere.
I love that
know,
for you.
I can
Yeah.
work. I don't have to be. I'm lucky in the regard that I don't have to be sitting at my desk to get something done. There are people
Yeah.
who do.
Yeah.
My husband works better if he's at his office at his desk.
How
I
Justin
can work from anywhere and get it done. But a lot of the thing, I've been practicing family law so long now that I, know exactly what I'm doing in regards to what I need to do next, what I need to do in a case.
That
Whereas
makes
my
sense.
husband practices a wide range of civil litigation.
He
So he
does.
doesn't always know. He has to do a little bit more research than I do.
Yeah, her husband is also an attorney. Like they
yes.
are literally like
team.
We have
the
have our
power
practice
and,
together.
But not only are they those people, like we went to see them, me and my man, a couple weeks ago. They had a little Airbnb at the beach and they were getting ready to leave for the night and they were like, we're going to be gone. This place is completely free. Like, if you guys want to stay here, like, Cass was like, if you don't stay here, I'm going to be mad at you. Like, they're also those people. You guys are just like,
They're
I
good
love
friends.
you. Yeah,
They're good friends,
They're just
period.
good people.
I will say, like,
good people, good
Our
friends.
are not
Loyalty's
good.
so
Y'all are good
important.
friends.
Yeah.
Loyalty's so important.
Right?
And I know y'all talk about that a lot on
Loyalty
here.
without
Loyalty and being
expecting
intentional.
anything. Like I
Yes.
read something the other day, and it like was like, wow. And it said, don't ever lend money or give time to somebody that you're expecting something back from. And when I look at somebody, but it's true, when you look at
No, you're
somebody
absolutely right.
who is a great friend, when you give anything to them, your time, your love, your energy, it's because you love them. And that's literally exactly how you and Steven are.
Yeah.
So y'all own your practice together.
We own our practice together.
Okay.
Going back to the first thing you asked me.
Yeah, sorry, we're very flighty.
No. This ties into that. But going back when we were talking about, what makes me deal with all the chaos that is my life. Going back to having people around you, like our staff at our office is phenomenal. Our paralegal Joanna, she's actually one of my best friends. We've been really good friends since probably 2018. And we've traveled to Disney. We've traveled all these places together on top of being at work together. But having her there to support me both in my job and professionally and in an emotional capacity is a huge help. And we have a receptionist. Her name is Sevenary. We call her Seven. She's also come in a little bit later, but she's been integral in helping us with our practice. And it's just being able to pick the right people to put in the right places is really is something that you don't learn that. You can either do it or you can't.
You own your own practice too together with him, and so if you don't have aces in their places and people you can trust, in y'all's line of work, oh my God, like that could go bad real quick, man, if you don't have somebody you can trust. So,
but like the word
absolutely
support to me, like support, if you have support behind you, you can almost do anything, But when you don't have that support, it's almost the opposite. I was talking to a friend about that earlier. It's like when you do, like you said, you chose, with Steven and all that, like thinking about that, like choosing someone who really has your back, and that support, that word to me is crucial.
yeah.
If you don't have it, you can't do it. You're screwed.
You can't.
And thank God I have
impossible.
support, because if not, I would definitely not be here doing this podcast right now. I probably would have cried in my bed earlier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's been a rough week. Like, she was super sick, Cass, like Monday and Tuesday at work. And I was so mad at her, but I knew she needed the money. But Tuesday I was like,
she's like, you need to go home.
Yeah,
you
she
need to go
couldn't
home.
because she was
I was in charge.
and
I literally had to
And that's
go
hospital
home
life.
finally. I went home finally at like 4:15, 4:30 because I had been there for 2 days very like, I just truly I did not feel good at all. And doing my job sick is probably the hardest thing in the world. And I was in charge both days. And at 4:30, I finally got a nurse to come in, but he wasn't comfortable doing charge. So I had to move a nurse to another job, to move him, to move everything else, just so I could go home from work. Like, that's the reality of my life. And then I wound up in the hospital the next morning because I was still sick, which was terrible. Like, I literally woke up, when you're like, I'm going to be better in the morning. Like, I know I'm going to be good in the morning. This is just like a 48-hour bug. I'll be straight. And you go to bed thinking like everything's going to be swell. I was up all night long, so sick. In the morning, I was like, screw this. I'm done. I'm going to the hospital. Go to the hospital. Thank God. Got fluids. Figured out what was going on. And then we immediately leave. And Chloe was driving, and we got T-boned hard.
yeah, it was rough.
Like, literally, like, so, and I saw him coming. I saw him out of the corner of
wasn't
my
until it was
eye.
way too late.
No, I couldn't open my
We couldn't even
mouth.
see him.
No, and he just came. And then it was like, we were literally, it felt like it was never going to end. The car was just going like this over and over and over. And I kept looking at her because I kept looking at you because you were trying to maneuver the wheel.
Because we were going into like a cement sign, the heart center sign. And I knew if we did did that, like, you know, then her side was going to get hit, or we would like flip into the parking lot that was below. And yeah, it was so
we almost
scary.
did flip. Justin watched the footage behind her husband,
Yeah.
and I was like, we were going like this. He's like, I watched the video. Y'all almost flipped. That's why.
That's so scary.
And I was like,
I was
oh
so
my
worried.
gosh.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just, and I really say all that to say, like, yesterday, Chloe was texting me and she was like, you need to sit down. Like, you need to sit in a dark room and just take a minute and all that, because even though I felt like I handled the situation well, and I did, I feel like mentally, for the most part, I still, like, my body can feel it, our bodies can feel it, and you have to take a minute to really, like, take a break.
Yeah.
Because if not, like, and this morning I woke up and I felt great. I was ready to seize the
Yes,
day, you
thank
know?
God.
But if I hadn't have done that, I probably would have been awful this morning.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Y'all's week, my deadline was nothing compared to how scary that was.
But we still made it to Friday. You know what I mean? And that's like a whole thing in itself. You know, I feel like so many women, just whether people have, it doesn't matter if you have kids, if you're married, or what your age is, women really freaking go through it.
We don't.
all the time. And it's like, no, like really, like we all have a lot going on. And that's why, like you said, to loop back around to your support system, like you were talking about at the law firm, like you having people you can trust and lean on. And like, even yesterday, there will be times, because like my personality is very type A, and I'm very much like, sometimes my personality comes off cold, it comes off like whatever, but I always make sure like the people I really care about, I'm always looping around and be like, hey, what do you need? Or like, hey, what's going on? And when we're actually supposed to do the podcast, you know, with you Wednesday morning,
Right.
and she had texted me and she just seemed off. And so I had FaceTimed her because I was like, can you still do the podcast? And you're like, I don't know, not really, but I'm going to.
I said not really.
And I was like, I need to see her face. And so we FaceTimed and I was like, she was just flushed and looked terrible, and, you know, was getting
I was
fluids in the
done.
hallway
I
and
was
throwing
done.
up.
I
And
was done.
It was
game
a-
It was
over.
the right call.
Yeah.
it was
Absolutely.
definitely the right
Yeah.
call. So I'm just
And I was
happy
so
we
tired
made it
this
here.
whole week. So and I feel great now.
Yeah,
And it's
because
just
you've
Yeah.
done
all the
all
mental
your
stress.
all
is-
your things. Now it's
is
Friday.
melted away.
So yeah, so let's move on to like
And just like you've melted away, which maybe is what we
oh,
should go
that's
into.
topic 3. We're about to after
She
Disney.
melted away.
I know.
Oh, Disney.
Listen, I know Disney's triggering for Kristen. Okay, I'm just
I
going to
hate
be honest
Disney
with all y'all
so
listening. Kristen
much.
hates Disney.
I
Disney's
do not
triggering
like
for a lot of
Disney.
people. I have
but
learned.
me and Cassidy,
I just don't know why you would want to put yourself
It's the best
in
thing
this
ever.
place
it's the chaos.
with all of these people. Like,
well,
literally,
that's how I
they're
feel
like,
about the hospital.
and they're-
You work there.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Literal
that don't
hell.
even phase
Literal
me.
Of course,
You're
I
not
feel like
wrong.
everybody feels like
You're
that.
not wrong. You're not
But
wrong.
yeah,
they're just so
you-
sweaty.
You and me love Disney.
I
Like,
do-
I
I do
mean,
love Disney.
but I also, did you grow up going to Disney? Because I did.
I
lot.
went to Disney probably. My mom was a teacher, and so they would save up
When
and
you
have
could go.
like
Oh.
a
Yeah.
big,
See, I never
a
went
big
till I was
trip,
an adult. That's probably
like
why
once
I don't
every
like it.
yeah.
I've
I
never
think
been.
like 3 years, 3 or
Yeah.
4 years. So I went like probably 3 or 4 times growing up.
Which is a lot growing up for most
and it was
people.
a whole affair. Like it
hadn't-
was
I
the
never
whole
went, yeah.
shebang and the
Right.
the
You don't-
breakfasts.
you don't forget it.
breakfasts. Is that the right? How do you
Yeah,
say that word?
Breakfast with an
Character.
apostrophe, I
Character
believe.
breakfast.
Thank you.
Character
The
breakfast.
character breakfast, and getting pictures with all the characters.
Yeah, in the when they would sign, you know, and it was like the blue books they would sign, the puffy ones,
And this
like,
was not like there was never. My plan was never to like spoil my kids and take them to Disney all the time.
let's talk
It just
about
kind of
how,
happened.
how you travel alone. I know Kristen does it too. I could
I do.
never
I love
travel with my
traveling
kids
alone.
alone. I really lean in on Justin on that. I have issues, but like, tell everybody like how you go to Disney and like what you do with the kids there. It's so
Well,
fun.
I will say, everyone is talking so negatively about Disney adults these days.
I love
and
it.
You wouldn't know. I would absolutely characterize myself as a Disney adult, like
Yeah,
definitely.
same.
But you
I'm
wouldn't
trying to
know
go
it.
right
Like
now.
I don't wear Disney stuff around. You wouldn't know it unless you followed me.
Oh,
And
but
like,
when you're there, you got
saw
to fits. When you're there, you got to fit.
I do love the
the
fits.
cute ones.
I have to have all the
skirts
matching
with
things.
the- yeah.
Yes. But I think it's only been probably a handful of times that I've traveled to Disney with both of my children. I usually take one. Like
Yeah.
they get their special trip, they get their time, and then the next trip is the other child's. And so it makes
love
it a lot
that.
easier to do. But this most recent trip, I took both of them. But
Yeah.
they're 9 and 5. And so, And they're troopers. I mean, they know the deal at this point.
They
like
roll.
we don't really shut it down. Like
Is
we
Coco
go later in
a
the
little
day.
stroller
I
when
get a
you're-
stroller.
Okay, good. I was
Yeah,
about to say,
she
I
is.
hope so.
She's a delicate flower.
Yeah, that's how
Like,
Cece is
she's
too in
like,
the
please
park.
carry me, and
she's
she
a little
walks
stroller
3
man.
steps.
And I'm like, I ain't carrying you unless your daddy's here.
But yeah,
He can
so
carry you.
we've got that down to an art. Like we don't rope drop. We wake up and get there at 11.
Yeah.
And we like eat.
Only the
and we
Disney
hang
people know
out.
what rope drop is. Kristen's
Yeah, I
like,
have
what
no
is
idea what y'all
rope
are
drop?
talking about.
No idea.
I don't believe in rope drop. I don't believe in rope drop. I believe in my beauty sleep.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like getting there
yeah.
super,
And we don't
super
stay for the
early.
fireworks.
hell
We
no.
leave. Like
Yeah.
I'm not about.
Well, you've
I'm
seen-
not about
you've
that.
seen them enough. You're a Disney
I'm not
princess.
a big firework fan.
So
I'm a big firework fan.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's okay.
Yeah, no, but I think too, it's like when you do grow up and have certain memories, like growing up, right? When we do certain things, it does kind of implant into your brain. Because I was thinking when I was typing up stuff for this episode, like when I see you at Disney, it like does something to me. And it's crazy how you see people do different things, whether it be trips or fashion or like
Right.
personality types. Like there'll be things I say and Kristen will be like, oh, that reminds me of like the
Yep.
90s or that, you know, or that Kristen loves like the late 80s and the early
Sure do.
90s.
Give me
And-
some meatloaf.
Great time.
Right. The
Not
dinners
food.
and just
No.
out chilling,
Well,
man.
the food,
I like
but
that.
also the singer. I love some meatloaf, man.
Yeah. I was,
great.
I was like, I really like
The
meatloaf.
food
Oh,
and the
this-
singer.
That's how you knew I grew up in the 90s and she grew up in the 80s. I'm like, what? The food? I don't know. My parents
food
didn't
and the
really cook,
singers.
so I thought you were talking about the little meals that go in the oven in the little black plastic thing. That's what I grew up eating
Yeah.
with the corn and
Or
the
the
mashed
kids'
potatoes,
cuisine.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
the
little
blue
ones.
ones.
Is that still a thing?
I probably or probably not. It's probably
I don't know,
been
my kids
killing
like to eat
people.
it, so what
My
is it?
boys
What
need
does
the
it matter?
Hungry Man one.
Yeah,
So.
they eat
It's
the,
probably $7
Yes,
a
they do.
piece now.
they eat the big boy ones. But
Yeah, they
yeah,
really do.
you love to travel. Where's
do.
been like your favorite place to go?
Ooh. I would say, well, there's a couple. So, Avi, and I think y'all already touched on this when we went to Spain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Back in
Yeah.
2018.
Oh, it was the
I think it was
best.
2018. We went to Spain
We
and
got to
rented.
do a new one with Kristen's new husband.
Yes, please.
Oh, is there a husband I don't know?
No,
about?
no, not yet. In her head, but not making the cut
No.
yet.
Yep.
No.
He's the time. It's not time yet.
No.
by the way.
No.
But we rented the Airbnb and actually, I know the name of this place.
I don't know why I always forget it.
St. Paul del. Oh gosh, I'm gonna butcher it.
Oh, wait.
St. Paul del Ordal. St.
How
Paul
do you
de
even know that?
Ordal.
And that's in your
Down.
brain is
Yes.
beyond me.
Because I
was
look
the
at that
most
Airbnb from
wonderful
time to time to make
place.
sure it's still there,
Stop
so we can
it.
go back. Because we're gonna go back, and then
That
we went
place
to the
was
cava,
magical.
like
Yeah.
where they make the cava, which was
I love
phenomenal.
kava. Speaking of, I'm about to pour me a little bit more
Go for it
kava.
here.
Yeah, it was
Wait,
that.
Shit, I'm trying not to hit my mic so I don't get in
Our
trouble
our
today.
producer's probably looking right now. I'm not going to look at him, but he's probably like back
This
there,
will
like
become a
"Don't."
blooper eventually.
Josh loves us though, and just shout out to him, by the way, like his studio and everything. He's just been wonderful, so we love you, Josh. But yeah, so let's move on then from trips, and let's start talking about like
The
your
glow
health,
up.
your health
The glow
journey.
The change.
I mean,
The change.
you have
I can't with you.
you have really lost a lot of weight, and
You
you
have.
know. Me and Kristen are big advocates. Like, if you like it, we love it. And
Our
whatever
part.
you got to do to get healthy. And
Yeah.
I was on a GLP-1. That is how I got pregnant. Accidentally. You guys don't know that.
Accidentally.
It was accidentally.
I mean, when you get to the healthiest version of yourselves, a lot of things are possible.
Well, when your
Absolutely.
body's healthy. So, what got you to the point of being sick and tired?
Yeah.
I guess of where you were, and like what made you want to be in a healthier place.
I had probably been overweight since I had my right after Theo. I
Yeah.
lost a little bit after him back in 2016. And then it just life. I mean,
Yep.
I was working. I wasn't exercising.
Yep.
I love to drink wine, red wine,
Who doesn't?
which is
She also
so
loves
high.
food.
I do
She
love food.
loves
Who doesn't?
Gosh, why
We
is
love
food
all-
so
yeah,
good?
food and
Like,
wine.
why is food so good? I love pasta. I love pizza. French fries are my favorite food. Like all.
But from where? What fast food place? McDonald's?
Oh gosh. Well, I eat McDonald's all the time because that's all my kids will eat.
Yeah, but
so
their fries are
their
superior.
fries are really good.
Yeah.
I really love the truffle fries from Native.
Oh,
Which is a
girl.
great little diner.
bougie
It's
fries.
like a luxury diner. How would you describe it?
I mean,
Like
definitely
a
luxury
high-end,
diner, high-end.
dining experience diner here
Those
in
truffle
Greenville.
fries, yeah.
Those are really good.
Yeah,
But
with
I'm
the
like a fry
cheese.
connoisseur. Like it has to be perfect.
Yeah.
My kids don't even like French fries. I don't know. They're not my children. But
What do they eat in
they
their Happy
eat like
Meal?
5 things.
They
didn't
no,
have
but
to
do
stay
they get
alive.
double apples? What
Yeah,
do
they
get as
used
their
to get
snack?
double apples.
Dag, not double
gets
apples.
double
but it's
apples?
Like you can't be mad because it's so healthy. It's
But
like
that's all. That's the only fruit or vegetable they were like. I mean, that they were eating voluntarily.
no, my kids don't eat fruit like vegetables either. So it's the weirdest.
to hide them and all the things.
They
Yeah.
will eventually.
That's
You
good
just
to
have to
hear.
give it some time.
Maybe Justin still don't eat
And
vegetables.
my husband,
He's
we all know
37.
his diet is all meat, potatoes.
Oh,
Show
my
him
God.
show him a cheesesteak.
Yeah, no, but really, this is why
I
we
love
have to be on GLP-1s
I
to
love
get
vegetables
healthy.
too. Okay.
So, yeah.
I don't even know what I was talking
Anywho.
about. So I would say that it got a lot worse during COVID. I mean, I was, anywhere between, I was probably around 190 for a while. And then when COVID hit, it just got out of control because we were at home. My husband's an amazing cook. He cooked, and then of course he doesn't eat vegetables, so he's not cooking vegetables, but he's cooking all these things and we're drinking and because we weren't working. The courthouse is closed down.
Wow.
And so we were at home, which was a blessing because my daughter, she was born in October of 19. So she had just started back to daycare. And so then when COVID happened, I got to pull her back out and spend that time with her
Yeah,
that I
same.
wasn't going to have because I was actually employed at a different firm at this time. So that was really wonderful. Is the only good thing about it, obviously, but it was nice to have her there with me. And my son as well. But he was doing virtual school, which we all know was really
A
fun.
joke.
But I just, my husband had decided that he was going to try to get healthier because he was overweight as well. And he started, he had some health issues, realized he was pre-diabetic and went on some medicine and lost a bunch of weight. And I'm like, well, hold up. Like I was blessed. I've always had a high self-esteem. I still think I was rocking it back then.
Hell yeah,
I'll be
you
the first
were.
person to tell you, like that's just
Yes.
who I am. But I was just tired of my clothes not fitting well.
Yeah. Because you love fashion.
I love
like
fashion.
All of us do.
They weren't fitting.
And that's the worst,
Wanted to
man.
be around for my kids, and that was the biggest reason my husband
Yeah.
lost weight. And so I had talked to my doctor. I had tried different things. She put me on different medications, and nothing was working. I was trying to work out. It's really hard when you have 2 little kids and a full-time legal job.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
hard. I mean, I
Drop
know I
off,
could wake
pick
up at
up.
4 a.m., but
Girl.
I had good intentions, okay? There
Yeah.
were good intentions there. But I did decide when none of that worked to go on a GLP-1 in November of last year. And honestly, I can honestly say it changed my life. I mean,
Yes.
I was very against it. Like I'm sure a lot of people who are watching
Yes.
are like, I would never take a shot. But I mean, there's so many pros that I've personally experienced with it versus, not before I was on it.
Tell us about the pros.
Yes.
Give us a couple. Give us a couple.
Well, I think it reacts. I'm not a doctor, okay? Obviously,
Yeah.
I have no business talking about medical stuff. I can only tell you my experience
Yes,
and
which
what
you
I've
should.
done, how it's reacted
well, you
in my
have
body.
personal experience, so please do.
So I still get hungry, but I just can't eat as much.
Yeah.
So I don't have the issue of like not eating for like 12 hours. Like
Yeah.
I have to eat. I
But
love
you
food.
won't
I love
binge.
food.
But you won't
I won't
binge.
binge.
Yeah.
And I want to. Most of my weight was probably from wine
Yeah.
and craft beer.
Yeah.
I didn't drink a lot of cocktails, but like I would come home from work and I'd be like, I really, really want red wine because I
Yeah.
mean, this client today or this hearing today was especially rough, and I just need to take the edge off.
I can't imagine.
And so I would say it started working immediately. I started seeing weight loss. But the biggest thing to me is I absolutely stopped drinking alcohol.
Right,
Like
same.
almost cold turkey.
Yeah, like you don't really want it.
Yeah.
It was almost an aversion too.
And then
Yeah.
yeah, it is. It's like
It's still hard for me to drink wine.
Yeah.
But I just stopped.
Yeah.
And I think that
Game changer, too.
really, really, really changed a lot of things. And for my life for the better. It also like most girls, I love to shop. I love fashion. I was shopping so much. And I don't know if it was because, I was trying to fill, You know, I didn't feel great in my body, so I kept shopping to try to find the clothes that I did
I
feel
did
great
that a lot
in,
when I
or
was
buy the bag
overweight.
that
Buy the
look at the
bags.
bag, look at this,
Buy the
look
shoes,
at this
crazy things.
fancy bag I have, and
Yeah.
not at my body. So
Well, because it would fit. It wasn't clothing, and that's
and I could
was
have it
buying
forever.
bags like crazy.
yeah.
After
and
I
so
had CC.
I quit shopping, and it's like I've read a little bit about it, and again, I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to medical stuff, but I have seen they are doing research and how it treats addictions.
Yeah.
And I really think, and my doctor told me, she's like, it's a miracle drug. And
Yeah.
I would go to bat for this as
Yes.
it's worked for me all day long. All day long.
I love that
Yeah.
for you.
And I know,
I'm so happy for you.
people are worried about, the side effects, but, you got to weigh the pros and cons.
But you
Yeah.
also have to live to the next day. People
Yeah.
worry so much about the side effects, but it's like, but also what is your lifestyle that you're doing right now for you doing to your body?
Right. Well, in your mind. And like when I
Yes.
was overweight too, my heaviest for years, I was also so depressed. My brain wasn't working correctly because, also GLP-1s, they significantly reduce inflammation, which is, you can look at your face now, and if you looked at pictures 7 months ago, your face shape is different. And they
It's
call it
completely
like
different.
cortisol face. So when you're inflamed and, high stress, you've got 2 kids, I mean, Kristen, your face looked like that when you had young boys. I remember when her boys were like 8 and 12, or not, they're only 2 years apart-ish, but I remember her face looked totally different. And it's like,
I posted pictures of it. Yeah.
these
I look completely
medications,
different.
these medications though, and taking that stress off of your body, it works. And like, I even feel like with me, I wasn't even like thinking clearly. And I think back, like, even with me, like I couldn't make decisions clearly when I was really overweight. I couldn't. I was super depressed because I am a fashion fiend, and like nothing would fit. And I would look in the mirror, and I would just be like, "You are so ugly." Like I would have such, and I love that you're so positive because I was not. I was like, "You are ugly. You are just huge."
You don't even
like,
get dressed.
Oh, I had those days for sure.
yeah, and then it's like when you lose all the weight, I kind of had like body dysmorphia for a little bit. I was like, I don't know. Even before this, you're like, my shirt doesn't look right. And we're like, you look freaking hot. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. You look amazing. Like,
Thank you.
But it's just like when you're, and then when you got married, you looked so good. And so it's like when you have kids and your body changes and you're working.
You put yourself last.
Right.
course.
Exactly. But then it's like we have our kids to live for. And
But number one, we have ourselves to live for. Like, I feel like we always worry so much about, I got to live this. I need to live for them. I need to do this and that.
Right.
And it's like, I'm in my own body. The first person I should be thinking about now that gosh, it's so funny. I drink like a certain amount of champagne and my words don't come out the same way. It's
did not notice
hilarious.
No,
I love
sounds
that.
Great.
It sounds great. But we have to seriously worry about ourselves first. And it's so hard to do that, y'all. It really is, especially even
with social media nowadays.
Girl!
You can do nothing right.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know if I want to stay on social
I wish I could delete all of my social media and have a house phone and be barefoot. I've said that 3,000
you
times.
have.
But someday I will. Someday I
Yeah.
will. It's going to be the best day of my life. Social media is just, it's not. And
It's an addiction,
I do
like
want to talk about
everything
this because it's so sad. I knew of a man about 2 weeks ago now who committed suicide. He was in his young 50s. And I feel like when we were growing up, I don't know if you remember or like if you remember, but like when we were growing up, we didn't hear about suicide a lot, y'all. It was not a
not too
thing.
Well, it was taboo.
It wasn't talked about,
not talked
but also you just didn't hear about it as much. And if you did, it was more so like a teenager or a certain age group. But now it's more so like younger males, older males, like in their 40s, 50s. I do feel like I also hear more about males than females, which is odd. But it's just like, I feel like something has to happen there. I feel like males don't open up. Men and women are the same as in they both have emotional like issues going on. We both have emotions, but like women are so, I mean, I'll call her and just be like, "Mah!" You know what I'm saying? But men don't do that.
They don't do that.
They don't do that at all. It's
Yeah.
just really sad. I have no idea why I mentioned that, but I'm just like, that really took me through a loop. this past 2 weeks because it's just terrible. It's different than it was when we were younger.
It feels that way for sure.
It's so
I think
different.
a lot of men, like, they hold it in and there's that pressure or, that being the man of the house, or you don't know how they grew up. And there's things like I keep my dad and my father-in-law out of these episodes to cover them and because I love them. But like I've seen things, from both of them I started dating Justin when I was 14. I was still a kid and Justin's told me things. And so, a lot of boys, they grow up with their father, many of them with their father kind of being like, hey, get it together. Like, be a man.
That's how they all,
of course.
most
All
of
of
that
them.
generation
Shut
was
up,
raised.
shut up.
Yeah.
Slap them in the head. Do this, thump
100%.
them,
Literally slap
whatever.
them in the head. Like, get it together. Yeah.
And
Figure it out.
Even like with Justin, like he just got a life coach a couple months ago, but still I know he hasn't like opened the floodgates with him. You know what I mean? Because you can tell when you have a partner, like what's off with them and what's not changing. But like I was even telling Kristen, when I was younger, there was a guy that my mom was engaged to. And he was really dangerous and like wouldn't get help and stuff. And he ended up shooting himself in the head because he didn't have the help. And I think a lot of these men, it's like with women and girls, like when you have traumas, these men, imagine like a man. Have you ever heard a man be like, yeah, I had trauma when I was young? No, they're not going to say that.
No.
I mean, they're not. Many of them are not going to.
No, they're not.
Gonna say that.
They're
and so
not.
yeah, but back to social media, it's rough. I mean, I do a lot on social media, as you guys know. I like get pretty ripped apart, to be honest, on there. I get pretty shredded, especially in my business. And it's one of those things where you just have to grow a really if you're doing it to make money, which is what I am doing.
Right.
Honestly.
Right.
I want to get brands. I want to get partnerships. I want to do those things. I want to make money at home. I don't want to be a nurse. I don't want to, I want to run a podcast, eventually have this blow up for both of us and bless women, but also get paid. And so I think there's that like bend and pull of like, you really can help women on social media, but then also you make yourself very vulnerable.
You'll be massacred, for sure.
You make yourself really vulnerable.
100%.
So it is super hard.
I've been posting things about like, because I have a boyfriend that's a lot younger than me.
Oh, yeah.
And the comments, these people are like, he'll leave you when you're 60. Like they have said the rudest stuff to me about like our relationship. And I'm like,
why do they feel the need to do that?
I can't believe that anyone has like
in a million years write something like that. I would be like, go get yours. Like, I don't
like, or not say anything at all. It's so crazy
people are
to
just
me.
cruel, man. And
They're
that's
so
what
angry.
worries me about our kids being on there. And
that part.
I'm not gonna let my kids. I'm a crazy mom. Get social media or a phone till they're in 9th grade. But even my girls in youth, like that I was in with youth, like they would tell me just the anxiety they have because of social media. So 14, 15, 16,
everyone on there's
17.
perfect.
Oh my gosh,
all the
especially
TikToks with
TikTok.
the makeup and
they look like this in real life, y'all. These
they're
girls
beautiful.
fucking look like this. And I'm like, when I was 14, I had like, I had like the blue eyeliner on.
Oh yeah, I don't even know what I was doing.
I had blue eyeliner on. Y'all remember?
Oh yeah.
Okay, period.
Oh yeah.
I know what I was doing. Hair, greasy. I don't know.
The clips, the butterfly clips all the way across. You twist your hair back.
I just,
That's the good old days.
I mean, gosh, it's a different world. And I think that's where with our kids, we have to also know, like, okay, like, this is how it's going to be. So as long as we raise really strong kids.
Such different ages than yours. Like I've already been through the whole.
Your kids are so good.
They've had social media for years and years now. Like they got a phone super early, obviously, because I got divorced 7 years ago. So they were like 11 and 9 or whatever. So when Grayson would take them, I would be like,
I got a phone when I was 10.
But
because
now,
of that.
if I had children now, when I have children now, like they will not have social media.
When I have,
they will not have social media. Like that will not even be a thing, period.
Yeah.
Because it's hard for me, let alone a child who doesn't even have the cognitive ability to process things like we do.
Yeah.
Like how could you even let them? I don't know.
I have a story about that happened this week, and it kind of wraps back around to like what you were talking about with like men when they were boys being told, you don't cry. Like growing up in, when I guess, what are we, millennials? Like millennials growing up, we were told, the boys were told don't cry.
Yeah.
So my son has Roblox, which is probably not a wise decision, but
So
here we are.
boys,
Here we are. We got to
Roblox.
survive somehow.
We all have Roblox.
And he was playing some game on there and he got killed, or I don't know the word. I guess the only word I know to describe it, by some people like 5 times. And he starts crying, which I've never seen him do before. This was like a new thing. And we were at my office, so me and my husband were both there. So he's like getting upset about it. And he's really trying not to cry, like in front of us about it. But he's really upset that he did poorly in this game. And I guess he had worked really hard for an hour and a half and it ended that way.
Yeah.
And I was like, already at my max of stress for that day. And so I was like, Steven, you need to handle this. And he sat in front of him and he was like, buddy, he was like, you can feel however way you want to feel about it. Basically, he was validating his emotions, but he was also like, you got to think in the grand scheme of things, like you shouldn't cry over a video game. Like, tell me, is something else going on? And he even told him, he was like, growing up, my dad would tell me, what do you do? Like, you better not be crying, like something along those lines. And he was expressing to Theo, it's okay, but this is still, at the end of the day, this is a video game. And he was talking about things like, you have your sister, you have your mom, you have all these things. And he calmed down, but it was just like so dramatic for like, 5 minutes, and hearing him talk about it, it was awesome to hear him knowing how he was raised, where you don't show emotion, trying to get Theo to be like, your emotions are valid and okay.
Go Steven, man. Go Steven.
Isn't that what we all want for everyone, is to be like, I was raised this way, but I'm going to do better.
Yeah.
For my kids and for myself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like that's it right there.
Yeah.
Woo.
I love that, because even like with Brody, like we just started letting him play Call of Duty because we ended up caving, and like he'll get really emotional up there in his room, or aggressive, or start yelling, and like I'm better at talking with him than Justin. But I'll have to go up there and be like, hey, like, it's okay, I understand you're upset, but we don't have to yell at our friends or tell them they're stupid. That's not nice, because they get like in it.
Oh yeah,
they
really
in it
do.
up in there.
They literally do.
In it. And but it is, especially with boys. I remember her boys playing Fortnite. I remember her boys playing Call of Duty up there. And so there are things at a certain point where it's like you do have to also, and I think that's the sad part, and I know you've already been through this with your boys, so maybe you have tips on this, but like learning to, okay, there are some things that, okay, they're at this age where they can do this on Roblox and they're going to kill people or die, or like they're doing, certain games or whatever, but it's hard to like and like Brody doesn't have a phone, but he has an iPad, a nice one. So he calls, texts, can do YouTube, all that. Right. But I worry all the time, like, oh my gosh, like he's going to accidentally pull up porn. And we still have blockers and all that on it, but still stuff can happen, and it scares the shit out of me.
I would just literally look at my boys' phones, especially for
do.
the first couple years. I would just grab it and be like, and I think it really goes back to like your parenting and everything else, because I think if you parent your kids the right way, I mean, they can obviously like, pop up on something, and
that's the concern.
And they're boys, you know what I mean? But
I have a friend who has a son who's around 12.
Yeah.
And she has told him all of the internet safety tips. He knows all the internet safety rules. She's very strict in that regard.
Yeah.
Like, he was very aware, and he still managed to get into an app that had a secret backroom chat. It was like a Harry Potter app of some sort, a secret backroom chat. And
it's crazy now.
And some 14-year-old girl convinced him to take a picture of himself and upload it to this website that was outside of the chat. And of course, she found out about it. And she was like, we've had all these talks. We've had all these talks. And you knew better. And he's like, yeah, I knew better, but I did it anyway. I mean,
you
that's
can
basically
do the best you can for your kids. And at the end of the day, like if they choose things, it's like, I did what I could. I do want to say though, real quick, I went to church this past Sunday, and the pastor did talk about the youth pastor, the female. She was talking to the girls, and I wish somebody said this to me way back in the day, like, whatever you put out there on the internet, like whatever picture you take and send to a boy or send to anywhere and everything else in between, like that sticks. Like that's going to be out there for the rest of your lives. I was like, why didn't someone say that to me?
Social media was not like that when we were
Girl.
Oh, it would have been bad.
We would have.
Y'all, my email was Foxy Blondie 69.
Yeah.
Girl,
69.
girl. I was Foxy Baby 07. We didn't even know we were related.
I was 12, y'all. I did not even
We
know
are
what
very
a 69
lucky that
was.
we survived.
But it was a cool number.
I know.
Because I
was.
saw it, but I was completely unsupervised also.
Because you're like, everyone else has 69. I might as well have it
I
too.
was unsupervised like everybody else basically in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it was
we really
just
were.
like, get
We were
on
just
AIM,
in there. We were in there.
dial up. My mom was working. She was outie, gone. So I was doing I was
Yeah.
getting on that
So
computer.
funny, we both had Foxy Baby. I was Foxy Girl at one time too.
And it was like
what is
FO,
up with that
I think
Foxy?
'cause
Where's that
Fox
word at?
Y'all like the word
Racing and
Foxy,
that brand
clearly.
was out. It was like Fox. It was something in Pakistan
was it,
and
maybe
stuff.
It was that maybe.
It was like Foxy something.
Didn't
Fox
Austin Powers
something.
say that too?
Yeah.
Did he say Foxy?
Yeah, it was, just a whole thing.
Probably.
But I guess we probably
I know
should
we need to wrap
it.
things up. I
Should-
feel like this has been like such a cluster, but it's also because Cass is one of our closest friends, so I knew we were just going to be like chatting.
But also very like real, you know, like
Yes.
you're not just also you're not just Cass. Like you are a business owner, you are a mother, you're a lover of fashion, you're a lover of travel, and you know,
trying new things.
all those parts are so important because that's what makes you, you know? And it's been really cool, like just having people hear a little piece of what we get to experience from you. Like even the other day when we were going through our stuff, like you were texting us like, are you okay? Are you okay? And then Anna, your best friend, made us soup. Shout out to Anna, okay?
Oh
Because
my
I
gosh, that
killed
was the
it.
best. Girl,
I laid in the
ate
dark
almost all
and
of
ate
it.
it.
I ate almost all
Like
of it. I can't lie to you.
you know, she is an extension of you, and she did that because she loves you, and that's why
Yeah.
she loves us. And
Yeah.
those are the kind of freaking friends you have. Like Steven, I could say so many things about that
Oh,
man
he
and what
would.
he has
He
done
would
for
do
me,
anything for us.
what he's done for her, how much
Yes.
Justin loves him, how much our family loves you guys.
Yeah.
Like you guys are great people, and I'm so thankful Greenville has you guys. You know
That
what I mean?
part,
And
too.
it's like because this community needs people like you guys that are going to go to bat for people that need like real help in these situations, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
and I just think it's just really cool though for people to hear that you're just not an attorney. You're not just those things. Like you're a really cool freaking person.
I try to hide the real.
I
the
literally
real
will have
person,
girls
but
at work talk to me
unless
about
you know me-
situations. I'm like, call Cass. I'm like, here's her number. Like,
But
I'm
then
like,
it's
call
also
Cass.
like we get cast ourselves.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
we
She's
do.
exclusive.
She
you
is
know,
exclusive.
like she's
She
like an
is.
exclusive
She
friend.
is.
It's hard to
She
do
is.
that job and also let people know, you know, kind of into your inner circle and let you know how you
yeah.
really are because
You
you,
gotta
know they
be
might not
careful.
take you seriously.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
if you
Yeah,
knew
for
your lawyer
sure.
like jets off to Disney all the time, but
Yeah.
I'm still working on your case. You
Yeah.
know, like I'm still doing things from there. I can take your call anywhere.
Well,
Yeah.
and you have to, I'm sure, have that balance of cutting your brain off from those high stress
100%.
situations to go and take a minute. Because I know I love doing that. Chris
Yeah,
loves doing that.
for sure.
That work hard, play hard really
Yeah.
is a good balance. And like, I love that you take your kids with you, like, because that's what Kristen does and I do. I'm like, hey, let's roll. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yep.
we were gonna go get her car tonight, and I was gonna take Cece with
Yeah.
us. You know, it's
I
like let's
mean,
roll. Like
yeah.
let's all go. Like
Yep.
it's whatever. And you know, I think it's really cool. So we love you,
Well, I
and
love y'all, and we are so lucky to have y'all. I always know when Steven's talked to Justin on the phone because he comes back and reports, like in like a giddy kind of. He's gonna murder me, like a giddy like schoolgirl. He's like, oh, I talked to Justin today. Like he's so proud.
Because Justin's so non-serious with everybody, and he's just like the playful guy, the fun guy. And then
playful fun
with
guy.
me, it's like, hello, where you at? Earth to Justin.
I know, but I'm so lucky to have both of y'all. I don't know what I would do without you guys.
Yeah.
Like literally, my support system is small but mighty, and
Yeah.
I feel
I'm
that.
very blessed in that regard. So
Yeah,
We
I
love you
it.
so much.
Yeah.
We really do.
So we will leave it there, you guys. That is our girl cast, and we hope that you guys feel a little more human-like and know that, you know, we all, no matter what you do for your profession, kids, non-kids, young kids, older kids like Kristen's,
Yeah.
we can still have a life. We can have a life.
And be
we can
professional.
Be professional. We can get healthy,
Yeah.
even in our 30s, our late 30s, our early 40s. we can change our life whenever we want to. And so we love you guys, and we'll see you next week.